We are here for grade 10 math. You can find all the lessons on eplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 10 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter right triangles. Please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is right triangles. So let's just start with the first example. What is the length of the missing leg? You are given a right triangle. You have to find the length of the leg A. So whenever we have to solve a right angle triangle, we always use a Pythagorean theorem, right? So that is, we are given B equals 24 and C equals 40. You need to find the value of A. We know that the Pythagorean theorem is C square equals A square plus B square. C is 40 and B is 24. So just put up the values. 40 square equals 24 square plus A square. So subtract 560, 76. Other side you are left with 1024. That is the value of A square. You need to find the value of A, so you need to calculate square root both sides. So that means the length of the missing leg is 32. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. You can have a look on the tutorial by yourself later today. From a train station, one train heads north and other train heads east. Sometime later, the northbound train has traveled 15 miles and the eastbound train has traveled 20 miles. How far apart these two trains measured in a straight line? Okay, so basically we have to solve a right angle triangle. Okay, so let's just make a triangle and then we'll solve. Okay, so one train heads north and the train has traveled 15 miles, the northbound, and the eastbound traveled 20 miles. So here is the point. The northbound train travels 15 miles and the eastbound travels 20 miles. You need to find the value. How far apart the two trains measured in a straight line. So you need to find the value of C. right? So you have to do c square equals a square plus b square. A square is 15 square, b is 20 square. 15 square is 225 and 20 square is 400. That is 625 equals c square. So just square root both sides, c equals 25. So the correct option is 25. So the correct option is 25. Option number 2 is the correct option, right? So the correct option is 25. Okay, so let's just start with the next one. That is, a hummingbird's nest is 12 feet high in a tree and a flower is on the ground 35 feet away from the base of the tree. How far will the hummingbird need to fly to get from its nest to the flower? So you have mm, a hummingbird's nest is 12 feet high in a tree. So here is tree that is 12 feet and a flower in is on the ground 35 feet away from the base. So here is the flower that is 35 feet away from the base. How far will the hummingbird need to fly? He need to fly from here to here. You have to calculate this distance, right? So again you need to calculate the value of c, right? So let's just calculate the value, that is c square equals a square plus b square, 12 square plus 35 square, right? So 12 square is 144 and 35 square is 1225, right? That equals 1369. Let's just calculate the square root. So square root 1369, that is 37. So option number 2 is the correct option. Got it? That is 37. Option number 2 is the correct option. 37 it is. Two boats leave the same marina. One heads north and the other heads east. After some time, the northbound has traveled 21 kilometers and eastbound traveled 72 kilometers. How far apart are the two boats? So one of them traveled 21 kilometers and the second one travels 72 kilometers. You need to calculate this distance. So which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? The correct option is 75 kilometer. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 75 kilometer. Kristen's bedroom is rectangular. The length of one wall of Kristen's bedroom is 12 feet. The length from one corner to the bedroom to the diagonally opposite corner is 15 feet. What is the length of the other wall? So which is the correct option? So the length of the one wall of the Christine's bedroom is 12 feet. The length of one corner of the bedroom to the diagonally opposite corner is, so here is the corner. So the distance with these diagonally opposite corner is 15 feet. You need to find this missing length, that is B, right? So let's just calculate the value, that is C square equals B square plus A square, that is 15 square equals 12 square plus A square. So subtract A square other side, that is 225 minus 144. 81 it is, right? Then A equals 9. So that means the length of the other wall is 9 feet. The correct option is 9. Option number 2 is the correct option, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is converse of Pythagorean theorem. A triangle has the sides with length 4 centimeter, 14 centimeter and 16 centimeter. Is it a right triangle? So basically you are given the different measurements, right? So basically you are given the side lengths of the triangle. You have to see if these sides are this triangle makes a right triangle. How do we calculate? We have to put all these values. The longest side is always the hypotenuse, right? So just put up these values in the Pythagorean theorem. C square equals A square plus B square, that is 16 square equals 14 square plus 4 square. So if you calculate the sum and both sides are exactly equal, then that means that is a right triangle, right? But these measurements are not of a right triangle. Just look at the second one. They are right triangle. These sides make right triangle. A triangle has side lengths with 3 feet, 4 feet and 5 feet. Is it a right triangle? So just use the Pythagorean theorem, put up the values in the equation. The longest side is always the hypotenuse. So that is 5 square equals 4 square plus 3 square. So 25 equals 16 plus 9. And 16 plus 9 is 25. So you can see both sides are equal, right? So that means these sides make a right triangle. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. A triangle has side lengths with 12 centimeter, 16 centimeter, and 20 centimeter. Is it a right triangle? Okay, let's just see. The longest side is always the hypotenuse, right? So that is C. C is 20. So C square equals A square plus B square, that is 20 square equals 16 square plus 12 square, right? So 20 square is 400, 16 square is 256, that is 144, right? So 6 and 4, 10, 5 and 4, 9 and 10, 2 and 3, 4. So you can see both sides are exactly equal, right? So that means that is a right triangle. So the correct option is yes, it is. The correct option is yes. Option number 1 is the correct option. A triangle has the side lengths with 7 miles, 14 miles, and 17 miles. Is it a right triangle? Okay, let's just see. That is C, right? 17 square equals 14 square plus 7 square. 17 square is 289. 14 square is that is 196 plus 49, right? So they are not equal, right? 196 plus 49. No, the correct option is no, that isn't a right angle triangle, right? So the correct option is no. A triangle has sides with length of 12 meters, 17 meters, and 20 meters. Is it a right triangle? The correct option is a triangle has the side lengths of 12 meters, 17 meter and 20 meters. Is this a right angle triangle? Which is the correct option? You can solve and see if this is a right angle triangle. So which is the correct option? The correct option is no, that isn't a right angle triangle. The correct option is no. Okay, the next one is a triangle has sides with length of 9 inches, 12 inches and 15 inches. Is it a right angle triangle? Which is the correct option? Yes, it is a right angle triangle. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself here today. Let me just move to the next lesson. The next lesson is Pythagorean inequality theorems. Okay, if the sides of our triangle is 3, 6 and 8, what kind of triangle it is? First, put the three side lengths in order from smallest to largest, right? Largest is the hypotenuse, right? Just put up in the Pythagorean theorem and see. Largest one is the C. So 8 square, you have 6 square plus 3 square. 9 plus 36 is 45. So basically that is an inequality. You don't have to put the equal sign here. You just have to see if the values are greater or less. So 45 is less than 64. If a square plus b square is less than c square, that means these are the side lengths of an obtuse triangle. Got it? So the triangle 3, 6 and 8 make this is the obtuse triangle. Got it? Just look at the next example. The sides of a triangle have length 3, 4 and 5. What kind of triangle is it? It is. So just put up these values in a square plus, you have to actually compare a square plus b square and 2c square, right? So just put up the values, you can see they are exactly equal. So that is a right triangle. Let's just start with the test questions. Let's see. You can have a look on the tutorial by yourself. They are all ready. So also let's just start with the test questions. The sides of the triangle are 6, 8 and 10. What kind of triangle it is? Okay, so this is the longest side is 10. That is C, right? Now we're going to see A square plus B square and C square. You need to compare. So 6 square plus 8 square and 10 square. 36 plus 64 and 100. 36 plus 64 is 100 and they are exactly equal, right? So if they are equal, then that means that is the right angle triangle. The correct option is right angle triangle. It is right. Option number 1 is the correct option. The sides of a triangle have length 2, 10 and 10. What kind of triangle it is? So A square plus B square and C square, right? We have to compare. That is 2 square plus 10 square and you have to compare it to 10 square. 4 plus 100 and you have to compare it to 100. That is 104. 104 is greater than 100, right? That means that is an acute triangle. The correct option is acute triangle. It is right. Option number 2 is the correct option. The sides of a triangle have length 2, 5 and 8. What kind of triangle is it? That is A square plus B square equals C square. So C is 6. "29 is less than 36, right? Then that means that is the obtuse triangle. The correct option is obtuse. Option number 2 is the correct option. The sides of the triangle have length 3, 4 and 5. What kind of triangle is it? The correct option is that is a right angle triangle. Option number 1 is the correct option. The sides of the triangle have lengths 3, 6 and 8. What kind of triangle it is? Which is the correct option? That is obtuse triangle. Option number 3 is the correct option, right? Obtuse triangle it is. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself better today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is special right triangles. Okay, find W. These are the special right triangles, like they have the special angles. They are 30, 60, 90, 30, 45, 90, 60, 45, 90. These are the special triangles, right? You find W, you have to find the value of the W, right? So how do we calculate? Use the longer length, use the length of the longer leg to find the length of the shorter leg. Write an equation, that is longer leg equals square root 3 times the shorter leg, right? We need to find the shorter leg, right? So longer leg is square root 3. So square root 3 equals square root 3 times W. That means W equals 1. So that means the shorter leg length equals W equals 1, right? Okay, the next one is find M. Use the length of the hypotenuse to find the length of the leg. That is hypotenuse equals square root 2 times leg. So you have to do 6 times M equals 6. Let's just start with the test questions. You can have a look on the tutorial by yourself. They are already solved. So let's just start with the next lesson. Let's just start with the test questions. Find Q. Okay, so you need to find the value of q. So how do we find? You have to use the length of the shorter leg to find the length of the longer one, right? So you can use the longer leg equals square root 3 times the shorter leg, right? So you have to do the longer leg is q. We need to find the longer leg, that is square root 3 times 10. So that is q equals 10 square root 3. So the correct option is option number 2 is the correct option, that is 10 square root 3 is the correct option. Got it? Option number 2 is the correct option, that is 10 square root 3. Okay, the next one is find p. So how do we find p? Use the length of the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse equals square root 2 times the leg, right? So that is hypotenuse is 5 square root 2 and square root 2 you need to find the p. So p equals 5. The correct option is p equals 5. The correct option is p equals 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Find w. So you have to use the hypotenuse, that is hypotenuse equals square root 2 times leg. So square root 2 equals hypotenuse is leg is 3. So that is w equals 3 square root 2. The correct option is option number 1, that is 3 square root 2. So the correct option is 3 square root 2. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 10 math. The chapter we were working on is right triangles, and the lessons we have covered today are right triangles, converse of Pythagorean theorem, Pythagorean inequality theorems, and special right triangles. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write down the questions in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So if you have any question, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have.